Hello, hello, I'm Stephanie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my sitting room. It's time for another episode of the Grandma Diaries. This series is just a little bit of living life fabulously after 50. Women. Grandma. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about decorating. Have you heard of GrannyChic? Isn't that a cool thing? Does that sound fun? So other names, I have a little list of them. Hold on a second. I have Grandmacore, GrannyCore, GrannyChic, Cottagecore, Shabby Chic, and my favorite, Grand Millennial. Doesn't that sound special? That just means millennials. So basically, this is the way I see it. I think some younger people have discovered old stuff. And we all discovered old stuff when we were young too, so it's not that different. But it's just kind of fun to think of GrannyChic as a style. And I want to just talk a little bit about what it is, how to achieve that look, and where it came from. So what is GrannyChic? I mean, who's grandma, right? Because when I was kind of Googling it and looking at things, it's really not me, because I'm a grandma. It's not really my stuff. And it probably isn't even my mother's stuff and style. It's more like her mother. So it's like our grandmas. So our being women over 50 and women over 60, our grandmas. So women from the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s, that's all great stuff for the GrannyChic look. Great stuff. And a lot of us in this age over 50 age category have that stuff from our grandmas and such. And so we kind of already knew it was pretty cool, right? But now younger people are discovering it, and I'm saying hallelujah to that, because this stuff needs to continue to be cherished by some newer generations. I have looked at so many great pictures on the internet, and I just encourage you to Google or YouTube GrannyChic or Grandmacore, and you'll see some amazing pictures. And I'm just going to show you some of mine, if you don't mind, some of my favorite little things that are old and new mixed together. So you won't even really know what's old and what's new, because you can't always tell, right? So now we know what it is. How do we get that in our decor? Well, you need to find the old stuff, and one of the easiest ways is to go to the thrift store. Have you been to a thrift store? Oh my gosh. Let me just say that me and my girlfriends love thrifting. We'll make a whole day of it. We have favorite stores, and we'll just have lunch, and we'll go store to store to store and fill up a car. We can fill up a car. And I mean fill up a car. Like, it is a Tetris puzzle to get everything that we've bought in that car. And we usually bring my car, and it's pretty big. It's an SUV, so we fill it up. But thrift stores are fun because it's eclectic. It's anything and everything, and it's usually really cheap price-wise. That's what thrift stores are great. But it's also a lot of treasure hunting and searching through all kinds of stuff, because it's just junk. It's just a store full of junk, and then there's your treasure, which somebody else thought was junk. So they put it in there. So it's kind of like things are first, they're just your clutter, and then they're old stuff, and then they're really old stuff, and then they're valuable. They're antiques. I mean, that was just sometimes it's even throwaway things are now valuable. So if you have anything long enough, it'll become an antique. And I'm at the age now where I even see things in the antique store that I would have had brand new. That's kind of freaky. Really freaky, I just have to say. It could be mine, that thing, that doll, or that whatever. So I digress a little. Here we are in the thrift store. Now you can step it up a little and go to an antique store. And they're usually clustered with lots of little stores inside of one big one. So you kind of go to almost a warehousey kind of place, and it will have little stall after stall after stall, and each one of those stalls is a different store. And oh, I love those kind of stores so much. I find find so many cool things. And what's fun about that kind of shopping is it's very curated. And you'll find that each little booth or stall has its own personality of the owner. And they like to collect certain things, and I love that so much. I love, love, love that. I'm just going to share a few quick pictures of me walking around a couple of these places, these antique malls. I don't know what I shot. I don't know what I showed, but I need to take more because I absolutely love being there. Love being there. And if you're new to this, I will say that the antique shops that were closer to a populated area had higher prices than those that were a little bit further away from the population, out and more out of the area or out of reach, out of the main path. The prices got less. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So you'll find your favorite stores, we all do, and you'll find your favorite things to start adding to your collections. You might start collecting things too, right? I collect a few things. I've just started collecting quilts. I saw somebody making hot pads and oven mitts out of old quilts. So I bought a quilt for $6 at a thrift store. And it had a big red stain all over it. And it was worn out and threadbare. And half of the appliques were falling off. Threw it through the washer, threw it through the dryer. Everything came out, and this quilt was amazing. And I just thought, I can't cut this. I can't cut this. It was hand stitch. The entire quilt was hand stitched. Someone sat there with this big huge blanket and stitched every stitch, and I just felt like I could never cut that. I may change my mind someday, so don't hold me to this, but I found myself feeling like a rescuer of quilts, and I am up to 4 hand quilted. Now I'm picking certain ones that I like the colors on and I like the look of, and I like a certain worn outness to it, and I'm just going to display them on a rack in my hallway because I don't want 50 of these. This could be an obsession real quick and you have a warehouse full of them. But that's kind of been something I've always got my eye out for when I'm shopping. And I love things that are just nostalgic to me. So I'm in my mid-60s, I'm 66, and there are things that just take me back to my childhood, certain telephones or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. So you look for what is something you like, and things that are certain colors, textures, and don't forget the garden. I just picked up the most adorable little, it's a seed spreader. It looks like a little wheelbarrow, and it's my favorite color, blue, and it's gonna go in my garden, and I don't even know what era it's from, but it's so cute. I'm gonna put a picture right here. So this is fun. If you haven't done this, you need to find a girlfriend or your hubby and start going thrift store shopping and antique shopping. And don't forget, you can repurpose things, you know, like that little wheelbarrow can be a planter, or a bowl can hold a flower arrangement. I mean, I've seen all kinds of things repurposed into other things. So, you know, that gets really fun and interesting and crafty. You can do some crafting. And if you've gone to the thrift stores and you've gone to the antique stores, have you thought about asking your grandma? If you've got one, you should say, hey, Grandma, you got any stuff you don't want anymore? Because I'm looking for some decorations for my house. Oh my gosh, you guys. What grandma doesn't want to give away some stuff? Now, there's different kinds of grandmas. Some grandmas want to hold tight to their stuff until they pass away, and then it's all available to everybody to share. But before that, she might want to give away a few things. And with that thought, I love things that tell a story. And when you receive something from a family member, it's kind of the story is that, right? Like, I'm just going to share just a few of my things. This right here, it came from my grandma's house. She did not give it to me. It came in her stuff, and I picked it to have because I thought it was cute. And I love the colors. I broke it. I glued it back together. This reminds me of my grandma because it came from her house. That's my story. And it's a bird, and I've now fallen in love with birds for decorating. This was my first bird, and I think of my grandma. It's just a little knick-knack. Do you call them knickknacks? That's what I call these little figurines and things, these little tiny decorations. I call them knickknacks. Isn't that cute? Here's another one. Do you know what this is? This is interesting. Isn't that a cute box? It's a cigar box. It says right on the back, the manufacturer of the cigars herein contained, blah, 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 cigar box. Where I got this was, my dad took me to his grandma's house. So that's my great grandma. And I only met her the one time, and she was very, very old, and I was very, very young. But what she did is she let me go up in the attic and pick one thing. I think I picked 5 things. Started with one, and she's like, oh, pick another. Oh, pick another. I think I got some like perfume bottles or something, but this is what I still have. And I love that it's a cigar box. Whoopsie, this way. I love that it's a cigar box, and I love that it came from my great grandma's house. And it tells that story of that day with my dad. We had such a fun time. And I remember her mostly because I left with something. So remember that, grandmas. Give your stuff away. Okay, this is interesting because I found this in my mother-in-law's things. And my mother-in-law, she didn't really, she didn't give a lot of stuff away. Once she realized, and I lived close by, like next door really, and when she realized that I liked the old stuff, that's when I started getting for presents. She found out that I liked old stuff, and she didn't have to buy anything. She started giving me doilies and candelabras and dishes. I got so many cool things from her, and she was happy to get rid of some things, and I was delighted to get them. And they were gifted to me, from her to me. That means more than grandma's passed away, here's all her stuff, do you want something? That's not the same as being gifted something. So I'm just telling you other grandmas out there, we could give our stuff away and it would be way more special than if we hold on to everything to the very end and then it's just a pile of stuff that will end up in a thrift store or an antique shop. My mother-in-law had many amazing things. She was an only child, so that means that she inherited everything, and it just kept coming down to her. But this is something that we found in her things, and it's a little box, and it has this little doily in it. Do you know what a doily is? You have to date yourself to say yes. This was to her mother. This was not to my mother-in-law, but to her mother. And it just says, Ellen, as we were wandering in Patia to take the ferry to Italy, we walked up in the shopping district. There was a linen shop with the most beautiful linen. I saw this and thought it would be nice for the top of your chiffonier. Merry Christmas, love, Agnes. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? It's a little set of doilies. Whoopsie. And it's still in the box, and it's special. And I just think, even just like this, it's beautiful. So, kind of just things that tell a story, things that are special. Let's get these things into the hands of those millennials. Shall we? Let's try. So I would say from my perspective, just me speaking, I would say the Granny Chic, Grand Millennial, Grandma Core is more of a feeling than anything else. Really anything goes. You got old quilts, old throws. You've got definitely the crochet and chenille. Oh my gosh, those chenille bedspreads. I've got several of those. They're amazing. I might have to start giving some of this stuff away too. I have way too much. But the cool thing is the melding of the old and the new together. And it's just, it's pretty fun. You know, you've got the brand new things next to the old things. That's what I love. Cherished items passed down. You know, I have lots of things that were made by my kids, and I have lots of things that were made by my mother-in-law, who was an artist. And we talked many times about how we wish we could get all of the art she sold in the art gallery back, have it all back. But we do have quite a bit. And I've shown some of it before. If you haven't seen my Madonna in my garden, it's so pretty. And she made that out of white marble. Oh, so we live forever when we share our things, right? Pass them down and let people have things that mean something to them. And honestly, you'll be surprised what people want of your stuff, because it might not be something that was actually that important to you. And if it's not, give it to them now. Don't make them wait for you to die. Oh my goodness. So if you're the grandma, this is your chance. And you don't want to just throw a whole bunch of stuff at them. It has to be special. And you want them to have it, something special. But you could do it many times. And then they'll have kids and you'll get to do it again. And they'll have kids and you get to do it again. Just remember the one rule of Granny Chic. And that rule is anything goes. I tricked you. Anything goes. Really, there are no rules. We have no rules. We can do anything we want. And really, that's what decorating ought to be. It ought to be what you like. And I really had a hard time getting to that place for myself, because I just never felt like I had the decorating gene. And when I finally just decided it didn't matter if it fit somebody else's kind of idea of what looked good. It only mattered that I thought it looked good, and I'm happy with that. And I couldn't say that enough times to all of you. It's just surround yourself by what you love, the colors you love, the things you love, and the things you cherish. And it doesn't matter whether it fits anybody's rules or not, whether it fits anybody's standards or not. It's what you love that matters. So anything goes. So that's my take on Granny Chic. I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and a little thumbs up is always nice. And if you want to know when my next video comes out, just click on that little bell and you'll get notified. And if you don't know, I'm back here every Friday. I usually talk a little sewing and a little life and a little gardening. Who knows? Everything's on the table on Fridays. It's a Friday, a free-for-all. So come back and we'll see you then. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Grandma Diaries. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel. I so appreciate it. I appreciate you very much. And I will see you next time. Bye now.